Hi everyone, Andrew here again. I'm out and about for a little walk around Lao Cai here in Vietnam. It's 3:15, and I thought I'd come out. It's been raining very heavy this morning, so I wasn't able to get up and get it done early in the morning, but as soon as the rain stopped, I've got out and I'm getting it done. I'm getting my steps done. I don't have particularly good waterproof clothing, so I will try and avoid the rain if possible. I am a firm believer that if it's raining you still should get out there, but I knew it was going to stop a little bit later in the day, so that's when I planned to get out, and I'm out there now knowing what I'm doing now is going to improve my tomorrows, getting my steps in. It's very important to me on my journey to losing weight and getting healthy. I'm just having a little walk around some of the back streets that I've not been down before. Let me just flip the camera around. They all look very similar, don't they? You'll see the trees on the sides of the roads, and the buildings all have a similar style, I suppose. But it's nice. But because they all do look similar, at the beginning you can sort of get a little bit lost because you're going around what seems to be the same areas over and over again. Luckily the hotel I stay at's on the main road into Lao Cai, so it's very easy for me to get back to and from that hotel very simply. And yeah, having a good week so far. Actually, interestingly, big fan of Star Wars, and I've not seen this for years. Yesterday I stumbled across the making of the original Star Wars trilogy that I'd not seen for years. It used to, or it did come on the VHS special editions. It was a 2-hour documentary on how they made the Star Wars films, and I thought I'd watch a little bit of that. It was great just to remind myself how amazing how they basically invented the technology and the tools to create such an amazing film like Star Wars. Now nobody had belief in that film being a hit, and obviously it's gone on to be a mega hit. But yeah, it was nice to see that again. It sort of took me back a little bit in terms of having watched it when I was younger. Obviously I've watched the films many times over the years, but not watched the documentary since I first got it on the VHS tape all those years ago. So that was nice to see. So many things that you can find on YouTube now that are either, I suppose they must be officially published or put on there by the original copyright holders. I can't imagine there's too much on there that's not got permission, but there's so many things you can watch. I mean, the other day I was watching a documentary about the Atari ST and the Amiga 500, which are two computers I had when I was a little bit younger, when I was a kid, teenager. I had the ST originally, and then realised all my friends and everybody had the Amiga, and I moved on to the Amiga. My brother took the Atari, and it was great, and it just took me back again, and just this one was very interesting because I didn't know the history of those two computers. I knew a little bit about the history of Atari, but it was interesting to find out a bit more about the history of Amiga and Commodore, and how that all interrelated to the technologies that were being developed and the software and the games, and how a lot of that has led to where we are now in terms of technology. You know, and AI now is pretty much taking over everything. It's being seen in so many things. It's amazing how technology just keeps moving forward. But yeah, it was great to have a little nostalgic look back on some of the computers I used. They had a show or a documentary about the ZX Spectrum, another computer I had when I was a kid. One about the ZX81, my brother had that one. And it just seems to be documentaries about absolutely everything if you just spend a little bit of time searching through, as I did. Pretty cool. And what I think is really good, and something that's being done more and more now, is live events on YouTube. And I don't mean me just going live on YouTube like this, but actual sporting events live on YouTube. Maybe even concerts and things can be done on YouTube. I see that as an amazing opportunity. Certainly think Netflix, and I think Amazon are already doing it anyway, but having live sporting events on those platforms would be amazing. Not got any plans for my walk today. I've sort of tried looking through Google to try and find as many things to do in Lao Cai as possible. I've pretty much covered them all. like I say, it's just a town with lots of little shops, and there's a few things to do in terms of going to see the border with China, going to see the temple that was up there, and pretty much other than that, it's walking around and seeing some of the parks, etc. But for me, because I'm on a journey to losing weight and getting healthy, just getting out and walking around is so important for me. And having a look at this place as well. Soon be heading back to Philippines, and I'll be going to Hanoi at some point and spend maybe a day or 2 days in Hanoi, get some film done. Went to Hanoi very briefly when I arrived back in December, so it'd be nice to go and have a little walk around again. I've sort of found out where I'm heading to here. I'm heading towards the roundabout that's at the start of Lao Cai. I've sort of come round in a bit of a circle from my usual route. Like I say, it was raining this morning. It's quite cool today, which is great. I think after the rain it's cooled down nicely. It was pretty hot yesterday and the day before. There's a little bit more rain, I think, forecast for tonight, and then it'll start to warm up again next few days. But yeah, it's just good getting out and about, getting my steps in, walking around, knowing that what I'm doing right now is going to improve my futures, my tomorrows. And that's where those 3 key mottos come in, isn't it? I wanted to get up this morning, but I knew it was going to rain, so I'd already planned ahead. And then once I'm out here now, I'm just going to get on with it, get my steps in, and maybe try and find some new places around Lao Cai that I've not seen before. Who knows? Yeah, so I've ended up back around to the same area I was at the start of the video, and that's fine because I'm heading back to the hotel now. Had a nice walk, 6 kilometers. Nice to get the steps in. And no sign of rain at the moment, but I believe there's some coming in the evening, which is nice. It's been a nice, refreshing walk today. Last few days it's just felt too hot to walk around, but it's hasn't stopped me. There we go. This camera is so cool, being able to just flip it round whenever you want, to be able to show my face or to flip it around the other side and show where I'm walking, and have that choice all in one device that's recording at reasonably high quality, 4K. I think I'm on 4K 60 today. I thought I'd go back to that. My first few videos I looked back on looked more smooth in the 60 frames per second, so I thought I'd try that again. It's, like I say, it's just a bit of an experiment, a bit of a hobby for me, playing around with this camera, learning how to use it, learning a little bit about editing within LumaFusion, which is a fantastic video editing app that you can get for the iPhone, but I use it on the iPad. And yeah, it's a sort of high-level video editor, so it's quite nice to use as well. It gives me lots of functions, and I'm just learning little things, little tips and tricks I'm finding on YouTube myself, and then posting these videos, as I say, for my own benefit, just to see what I'm doing when I'm doing things right in terms of my journey to losing weight and getting healthy. But also, it's nice to get some of the thoughts out your head and onto a video, isn't it? Some of the things you're thinking about as you're walking around. I do listen to podcasts a lot while I'm walking, just various things, technology, could be a bit about sport, it could be psychology. I've got a bit of a eclectic collection of different podcasts that give me something to listen to almost every day, although each podcast perhaps only releases something once a week. It gives I've got something new every day to listen to as I'm out walking. And when you're doing maybe a 2-hour walk, sometimes 3-hour walk, it's nice to have a few options to listen to. I've got some audiobooks as well. One of my favourite audiobooks, actually, The Chimp Paradox. Very, very good for psychology. I'm assuming most people are interested in psychology and how the mind works, and in modern sort of simple terms. The Chimp Paradox is a great book, and I'm sure you'll have read it already. It's one of the best-selling self-help books that's out there. It seems to stay in the top 5 in the charts. It seems like forever, almost since it was released. Great little book. I don't have it on. Have it as a book in terms of Apple Books, Kindle sort of thing, and I also have it as a audio book, which is great, listening to the author actually reading his own his own work is quite good. It's just a bit busy on the road here. I'm just going to duck down under this little tree, go this way. I'm going to flip it around so you can see. It's coming to, I think it's getting towards rush hour now, nearly 5 o'clock. People are out from work now, so it's going to get busy. Some of the schools that start later will be finishing as well, on the sort of staggered school system. A new road for me, this one. I end up in the same location where I normally go to, but it's just nice to do it in a slightly different way. Careful on the foot. Tends to be some of the floors here. Got to be a bit careful. The drainage covers, although not completely broken, can be a trip hazard if you're not careful. But be careful crossing over here. Looks like somebody's having what looks like a wedding celebration up here on the left. It's quite common to put up big tents outside house or business and have a celebration. Quite nice with the red and white. Cross over the road here, have a look. The tent, yeah, that's nice, isn't it? All in red and white, beautiful. Very nice. Yeah, somebody's probably getting married and they'll be coming back to that celebration afterwards. Heading back to the main street now here. I actually know the name of this road. Actually, there's signs on most of the roads. You'll see here. Just pop this up here. You'll see the signs, and that one up to the right where I've just been has a name. But this main road, I don't seem to find a sign for it. It is the main road going through Lao Cai, and it's the road my hotel is on, which is very handy, as I said earlier, to be able to get out and about. Knowing that you can come back, do a big circle around the town, or even bigger circle over the other side where I've been recently with the train station. Such a great weekend of sport. Just been Warrington, my hometown, won very convincingly against London Broncos, and then Manchester United beat Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-final, and then Scotty Scheffler went on to win the Players' Championship back-to-back. So he won it last year and he won it this year. That's the first time in the history of the Players' Championship. Quite often known as the sort of fifth major. There's 4 majors in golf: the Masters, the USPGA, the Open, and the US Open. And people refer to the Players as the potential 5th major. I don't think there'll ever be an actual official 5th major. If there is, there should be one in Asia, in my opinion. Nice time of day. So I think the rain's coming a little bit later. Got lucky really. It was so heavy this morning. I saw some pictures online of flooded areas around Lao Cai, and the main road that sort of heads up towards Sapa had been closed off because of the conditions. And then as soon as it stopped, you'll see the drainage here is absolutely fantastic. You wouldn't have thought there's been heavy rain here. It just cleared up pretty quickly, but they used to heavy rain during the rain season, so they certainly have the infrastructure in place for drainage. But of course, like anywhere in the world, if it all comes down at once, there's always a bit of a struggle initially, especially if you're out and about driving. You've got to be safe, you've got to be careful. I'm nearly at the hotel now. Yeah, can't get back in, have a little rest, see what I can study on YouTube. Like I said, I'm finding some really amazing documentaries and learning a lot about cameras and editing on there as well, and obviously putting these videos up there. And I've been getting a few views on these videos, which is nice. And again, it's never been the intention. The intention for these videos is for me to look back on it and use it as inspiration for myself. But knowing that there are some people watching these videos is nice. And maybe if you are watching and you are getting something out of these and you're learning something, some days I'll talk about psychology, some days I'll just walk around and talk about what's in front of me. If you press that subscribe button, that would be very helpful. And give it a little like as well. If you do have any comments, or you want to know a little something about psychology and what I'm doing to lose weight and get healthy, then just pop a comment down below and I'll get back to you at some point. I do enjoy little interactions where I can. I'll just show you the little cafe that's in the hotel here. Fabulous. There's my favourite little egg chair. Quite often in the evenings I'll come and sit on that after my walk. They've still got a Christmas tree up in the middle of March. Amazing. And then we've got this fantastic water feature here. Splits the hotel building. Should see a lot of fish in there as well. There we go. Look at the fish. That's nice to see, isn't it? There you go. It's nice and relaxing sitting here and looking at the fish just swimming around, and little water feature. I can actually open my balcony on my hotel room and I can hear the water. It's relaxing. All adds to that positive psychology. Okay, I'll leave you to it, guys. Thank you very much if you have watched this video. Really appreciate it. Don't forget the 3 key mottos. Get up, get out and get it done. Do something today to improve your tomorrows, and what can be measured can be improved. I'll see you all again soon for another awesome update. Take care and stay safe.